Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Today is Tuesday, February 4th, 2020, and this is going to be a kind of an odds and sods episode. That's where I kind of just throw a bunch of lost orphan stuff together. What I've got is I got a couple of items that kind of got lost in the shuffle that were from previous picks, but I overlooked them. And then we've got a marketplace pick from last week that's just one item that's kind of cool. We got a tool store buy from several weeks ago that I didn't pick up right away because of the weight of the damn thing. And then we get a couple of eBay buys that I want to go through. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So this first item is actually from a pick I did over a month ago in Worcester, and totally kind of forgot about it. And what this is this is a Shars brand, what Shars calls a quick vise. I always just call them a two-piece vise. I have one identical to this now from a different manufacturer, and I don't think I even know who makes that one. It might even be a Palmgren. This one is Shars, so it's an import. It's still in the Shars catalog. It's currently out of stock, but it's $120 new. I think I ended up picking this vise for like $50. Unfortunately, it's missing the handle. We couldn't find the handle anywhere, and it's a hex, but it's a small size, so I don't currently have a handle for it. But I'm probably going to sell this one and keep my other one that I already have. It's not something you use a lot necessarily, but it's nice when you want to put something fairly large on the bed of the mill. You know, it gives you the ability to really spread these apart, and you just clamp it right down to the bed. And you know, tram the jaws, and you're good to go. And then what I've seen people do on these is put in a piece of stock in here that fits the slots on the table, and then that way you can quickly put this on the table and have it lined up and ready to go. But anyways, it's in excellent shape. There's no damage at all that I can see, other than just being dirty, and now from sitting it's got a little bit of surface rust here on the unpainted areas. There is a little bit of the enamel off here, but overall really great shape, so I'll probably be able to give somebody a good deal on that. Alright guys, next up we got a couple of items that came in from New Jersey, and this was actually a Facebook Marketplace find. What ended up happening was Facebook Marketplace was showing me my local stuff, and then it happened to be looking a little bit further out, and it found me a Brown and Sharp micrometer, and my first thought was, well, hell, that's a really good price on that micrometer, and it looks pretty clean. The problem is, it's New Jersey. By the time we pay the shipping on it and everything, it's not going to be worth it for me to do the deal. But just for the heck of it, I decided to look and see what else this person had up for sale. And when I looked at the other items they had up for sale, they had a few other machinist items, nothing really great. But then I spotted this other item, also Brown and Sharp, and I think they had, I don't remember what they had for a description on it, but I immediately looked at it and said, you know, that's not a bad price for that. Might be able to put a deal together. So I contacted the person through Messenger. We went back and forth. We agreed on the price for the two items shipped, and this is what came in. So I haven't even seen this stuff in person myself yet. This is going to be a surprise for both of us. I'm just kind of trying to cover up this person's address, because I'm sure they wouldn't want me to share with the world who they are or any of that. This person messaged me recently telling me my item should be arriving soon, and alerted me to the fact that they had actually listed more items. Unfortunately, I looked at what they listed, and there was nothing that I could use for my own personal tools collection, and what she had listed for items that I could resell were common enough items and priced at a point where it just didn't make sense for me to bother trying to put something else together. So for the time being, I think my business with this person may be concluded. So let's see what we got. So obviously one of the two items is the micrometer, but what is the other item? Interesting packing material. It's messy, but I'm sure it's friendly ecologically because it, looks like it's recycled materials. All right, so first up is the micrometer, which is elastic banded to the other item. Okay. And I will ship something out with that stuff. Recycle it again. And so it goes. All right. Let's take a look at the micrometer first. So, got a nice original box here. We got a Brown & Sharp 7-1. Brown & Sharp 599-7-1 micrometer. This is a 0 to 1 inch thousandths micrometer, so it's not a super fancy one. It's got a convertible friction type, satin silver with the holster case. So this is either a more modern model or it's just in really, really good shape. The case looks mint. I see wrench in there. Comes with the micrometer wrench. Oh yeah, very clean. Nice. Nice little 0 to 1 inch micrometer. So the friction thimble works perfectly fine. There's no lock on this. That's weird. Huh. Well, anyways, all right. Even comes with the original paperwork here. Instructions on how to read one. Oh, okay, I'm going to put that back in the case. So that'll be a nice cheap 0 to 1 inch that I'm not going to make. I'm probably going to only make like $5 or $10 on this. Actually less than that once I factor in my time and trouble of reshipping this out and giving PayPal their cut. But what I really wanted was I wanted to put the deal together to get this other item. So what's in this early Brown & Sharp, clearly marked Brown & Sharp case? Is a Brown & Sharp magnetic transfer block for use on a surface grinder. So this is clearly marked. This is a Brown & Sharp 760. Looks very clean, and it does not look like it's been heavily cleaned with like a wire wheel or something. There's some scratches here, but nothing too bad. So that's pretty good. I just checked that the magnet works perfectly fine. So it is missing. There should be, I believe, a plate that sits here with slotted screw holes and 2 screws that allow you to like raise up a fence for in this direction, and another one for this side here. And I think maybe it only came with 1 set of screws. I don't quite remember. I already have one of these, so I can actually check and see what the deal is on those. Can also make a decision which one I want to keep, which one I want to sell. I said I had another one of these, but now that I think of it, this might be a V-block. No, it isn't. But it's a different style. This is a 255. Well, this is interesting too. This is actually says Hitachi over here, Magna Block MB1, but on the side it's clearly marked Brown & Sharp 255. So, okay. So I'll have to see what the difference is between these. And then of course I have this one I picked up just recently. You guys probably saw a video not too long ago, flea market finds, where I went out, picked up some blueprint cabinets and got a handful of items, and this was one of the items I snagged on that deal. And here's one of those fences I was talking about right here. So this one needs to be cleaned up, but it works perfectly fine. So, and no case for that one. All right, I got the skinny on these blocks. The 255, which is this one, and this one. These are both fine pole. So that means that the magnetic lines of force are much closer together. So these are better suited for holding really small parts. The 760, which is this one that I just got in, this is standard pole, they call it. So I think I want to actually hold on to the 760 that I just got in, and probably my two fine poles, and keep one of each. Never know when I might need one or the other, and then I'll just clean this one up, which now that I know this is a 255, I'm even more keen to restore this a little bit, clean it up. Pen Tool still has these available on their website from Brown & Sharp, I think Tessa. And they basically explain in a chart the differences between the two, and they're almost identical. Height is a little bit different. Parallelism is the same standard. They both come with a wooden case, but here's where the rubber hits the road down here. The standard pole is $999.95, and the fine pole is $1,250. So the fine pole is, well, 25% more money to buy new. So that's a good thing to know. Next up is an item that comes to me all the way from California. And this is an eBay purchase. And again, this was kind of a surprise. This is an item that, for whatever reason, I don't know how to explain it, but this is an item that was not horribly priced, wasn't selling. I took a good look at it, compared it to others that were like it, saw some benefits to it, and thought to myself, you know, I don't know why this thing isn't selling. But he kept relisting it, and I saw that it had been relisted multiple times, so I said, if you put a best offer on that, I messaged him and said, put a best offer feature on that thing, and I'll put an offer of X dollars. And he said, okay. So he had already known before he added the best offer that I was going to, what my offer was that I was going to send him. And so the deal was done, so to speak. I already have one of these, but I don't remember which brand I have. So again, we'll take a look at what I got, factor in what I paid. Anywho, oh, and then I totally forgot. And then to make things even better, I looked at his other items he had for sale, and I spotted this item, and I said, hey, I'll pay you your asking price. I think I paid him the full asking price on this item if you're willing to ship it with this. And he said, sure. So let me tell you what I paid for this anyways. All right, so let's look at this item first. Coldwater Creek jewelry box. Scotch taped up. Well, these look like lint-free wipes. Oh, I might have to save those. Cotton, nicely packed to protect what we have in here, which is a very clean, at least it looked very clean in the listing, and I think it is going to be a very clean Mitutoyo drop indicator. A Mitutoyo drop indicator. Now, you guys might be thinking, hey Steve, don't you have a ton of drop indicators? Well, you would be correct. However, I would like to point out a couple of things about this particular one. This particular drop indicator is a .0001 drop indicator, so it's a tenths indicator. B, it's got the flat back on it. And C, it's in nice shape. So, what do I want with this indicator? What I want with this indicator is I want to put this indicator in my hole gauge that I have. I have that Mitutoyo hole gauge. I may have showed you guys a little while ago. I picked up a Fowler hole gauge and I broke out my old Mitutoyo one that I had found that has no indicator on it currently. So I want to put this on there. Now, what I just realized when I
touch this is that this thing is stuck big time. Wow. Yeah, I got hosed.
So I just checked. I paid 25 bucks for this indicator. So yeah, I overpaid for this considering the condition. And he says in the listing it's in good usable condition. The fact that it doesn't return at all, even with the help of gravity, makes it not in good usable condition at all.